I wonder when my computer will like run out of storage. All right.
Right in the middle of a call, I bet.
Today is Wednesday, February 5th, 2020, and this is our Team Game Changers weekly call along with our Team Cup, that's hard to say, Team Cup kickoff call. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, looks like it is sharing, so we are good to go. All right, just gonna roll through kind of some of the things we do on a weekly basis, starting with team recognition. It looks like Shelby was our top personal volume earner for this week, so shout out to her. I know she got 2 new coaches started.
Awesome.
And then our January Success Club, Mariah helped 4 new people get started, and Shelby helped 3, and then Kelsey 2 and me 2 people, so that should say 4. So that would be a total of, that changes the math a little, 11 lives changed. Not sure what happened there. So that's exciting. It's fun to see all the lives that are starting to be changed and the people being added to our FIT community, and it's fun to see new faces in there as well. Just starting February, it's a brand new month. I was excited because today I helped one of my first clients ever. She had just renewed her BOD, and this is a good way to reach out to people once their BOD starts renewing, or you see it's going to renew, whether it's a 3-month or a 6-month or a 12-month, just to mention to them that they can either cancel their BOD if it's close to renewing, or cancel it as soon as it does renew and upgrade to a challenge pack. And they can just do that right under their account, so they don't even have to go through like a lot of extra steps. And I was glad I've started asking people. I used to not, because I felt kind of like, I don't know, like sometimes I just forgot, and then sometimes I didn't think. I thought like, oh, if they know they can buy a challenge pack, they just will. But actually, I don't think people know that you can buy them once you've already bought them, and it's a better value to do it that way. And she ended up wanting Shakeology and the performance line. And I just did the Bar Blend challenge pack because then she gets the free access to it anyway, and then she can decide whether she wants to do the program or not. So it's just a little bit more value for the same price. So I was excited about that. But it's a brand new month, lots of days to add some new lives to this board as well. Just been touching on every week. Reminder of the Success Club is helping 3 new people a month, but also like if you want the company recognition, like whatever they're giving out for the month or however that goes, you need to have a home direct order, and you need to have 90 personal volume as well. Okay, the pumpkin spice deal. So it's super exciting. There's still lots of limited time offer left. They're throwing in the 14 packets with every challenge pack or completion pack that includes Shakeology. So it wouldn't work on like a performance stack challenge pack. But the whole volume that was getting counted toward our personal volume was like a fluke, and those are now being subtracted. So technically you aren't getting any volume for that because you aren't selling anything. So it's not like a huge deal, but it was just an error in the system. And there's been lots of errors in the system and lots of mess ups in the online office. Hopefully Kate has got her codes.
No.
I
still have Phil's codes, but
we'll check on that. I checked with a lot of other people and they have been getting them, and I haven't gotten another error message saying our team registration was messed up, so I don't know.
I didn't either, but
what is going on. But that's kind of what's
error
going on in the pumpkin spice world. And I like the way that Kelsey approached it in her story, where she just said like, basically you're getting 45 servings of Shakeology for the same price. But this is like a big bonus. And then just this month with all the promo codes, I'm doing a personal clear your code prize for you guys. The first coach to clear all 3 of their promo codes gets a Lilac Market headband. They have men's ones.
I know, I want one.
And then every promo cleared after that, I'll put your name in a drawing for another one. So like if you clear all 3 of them, it's 3 more entries. And I'm doing this because Lilac Market sent me a $50 gift card at Christmas, and they didn't need to do that. And I just want to, like, I don't know, keep the headband love going, I guess. So that's something fun for February. And then I did touch on this last week of it, but now I know more about it. Now I'm in for this retreat, so I want to open it up to everyone in my downline as well. I've always been very envious of other teams that are able to take like leaders retreat trips and things in addition to Summit and the Success Club trip, because not everyone can make the Success Club trip happen. You need to know so far in advance. It's hard to save money for flights and whatever. But this is a low cost opportunity to earn a trip. It's called the Tribe Trip. So this would be our upline, which is Tribe Impact. And they're offering a push mentorship from now until the end of August to earn a leaders retreat in Destin, Florida, November 12th through the 15th. Here is the house they have reserved. It will accommodate 14 of us, but they are willing to get a bigger house if need be. They're just asking that you put $100 down so they can know, like, people have some skin in the game. I saw Kate, you reposted that story from, gosh, what's her name? Fitness on the Fly. I can't think of Jess something. And that is exactly what this is. Like, typically when people like just enroll with whatever we have going free, there isn't a lot of investment and they don't have a lot of skin in the game, so their commitment level is low. This is just kind of like securing your spot. And then it's different than a lot of leader retreats I've seen because there's 3 different ways to earn. So like basically you just need to rank up 1. Unless you're an Emerald coach, you would need to go Diamond. Or earn 400 or 4,000 PV in 1 month. So that would be like 1,000-ish a week. And the reason they picked that number is they were already looking at like where people were earning, and like some people were already close to that. So it needs to be something that would stretch us. And like, if you're someone who's like me and you work your account and your spouse's account, they're combining them. So like I would combine Tyler's volume and my volume to get to that 4,000. And the other way is to break 3 new Emeralds and hit Success Club 40 in 8 months. So basically Success Club 5 every month. And that even allows, they said, like, you know, for a down month. But here's just some pictures of the retreat. I did pay to do it. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to go to Florida in November. I hope I can, but I just knew personally I need something right now for me to go all in on, and this is it. And I'm super sad that we can't go to Punta Cana this year. So this is like my, instead of that trip.
Yeah. So the whole point, you know, like I wanted to say we can't, that it's not in our budget right now to go on this trip. But that's not the right mindset. And Lindy brought this up to me, that the mindset more should be, this is a push group. It's a group for her to push harder in her business. And if she does all the things to earn this trip, financially, it'll pretty much take care of itself. The money that would come in for her doing all of this work to get there is going to help her, if she keeps that money separate, pay for this trip on its own. So it would pay for itself kind of in 2 different ways. And the other thing I wanted to say quickly is on number 1 to rank advance, you'd need to hit that rank by July 21st. In order to have held it for 6 weeks, and then you have to keep it the rest of the time. So,
and you were talking about like affording the trip. Once you get there, it's all included. It's just your flight,
right? But
yeah. And I have already been looking at flights to Destin. Like, it's kind of a weird place to fly from Bismarck to Destin, but it looks like it's actually not too bad, and it helps that it's November. So that's something exciting that you can think about. I put an updated team calendar. There's one on the team page as well, but just the different themed free weeks. Oh my gosh, that's hard to say. Next week, we're doing a self-love week in the free community, sugar detox after Valentine's Day, and then that last week, just kind of our spirit week with random challenges. And then the bar group is starting on Monday. And right now I have one new person in it. No, wait, 2 new people in it. And 2 people who are like restarting with us. So I would like to add more people to that. But I'm getting a lot of objections right now and a lot of no's. And I have learned to not think of that as a bad thing. That means I'm back to talking to lots of people. When my inbox is empty, that means I'm really not doing what I need to do to be talking to people. But I've gotten lots of good objections the last couple days, and I'm going to share some of those. Okay, Team Cup. Here are our 2 teams, and we do have some like ghost players, if you will, who didn't want to go all in, but I wanted to be sure everyone had a spot and everyone has some promo codes to give out, whether that's 3 or 6. And Kate, I don't know, we can't hear you, so I don't know if you want to introduce yourself or.
Hi, I'm Kate. I was on mute just so I didn't talk over you.
I can't, no,
I'm,
she's not muted. I still can't hear.
can you hear me now?
Okay, well, she's figuring that out. I was just going to say pretty much everyone on here knows who I am. And Tyler and I have done lots of team cups before. The first time I was asked to do it, I had been coaching a month and I ended up hitting Success Club 18 and I had no clue what I was doing. Like I just kept messaging my coach, like 3 more people want to do 21 Day Fix Extreme. And I remember like her messages back to me were like, holy shit, lady. And I had no clue what I was doing, but it was just so fun. And so that's what I'm doing, is just getting back to what's fun. So that's kind of something fun about me. Did you figure it out, Kate? No?
Oh, she's muted. Unmute her.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
No,
Okay. All right. Do you want to say anything?
Right here? I don't know. Where do you want me to?
No, I mean, just any. Do you have a fun thing?
No.
Okay.
I don't have fun. I'm not fun.
All right, so here is how Team Cup works. There's a couple different ways you can earn points. 1 point for each Success Club point. That's pretty straightforward. That is unlimited. 2 points for each Team Cup member registered for Summit. So like, that's 10 points for our team. So Kate, Phil, was Phil registered for Summit? Yeah. Tyler, Wilby, me, we're all registered. That is extra points for our team. And then anytime someone on our team rank advances, that is 3 points. So the way they do it is everyone can earn this like individual prize just for hitting Success Club. And that's whether the rest of your team does or not. And then if everyone on the team hits Success Club, like we're gonna, you get this gym bag, which would be very cool for trips. And then the regional award is like it's a rose gold bar. And the way the regional works, it's whatever region your team leader is in. So we are the central region. But they separate out by like US, Canada, and UK. So we would be like with all the US coaches. So that is how that works. I included this tracker for you if you want to keep track of your own points. That is how you can do that. And it just keeps you reminded of what the prizes are. And like, yeah, well, prizes are fun. And I always like getting Beachbody mail. This is just a fun way for us to work together to help more people in February after coming off of like, you know, like Holy Health and Fitness Month in January. This is a time, especially after Super Bowl, when a lot of people recommit to whatever resolution they set in the new year. So I thought it would be fun as a team, like to do a book together every month. I know some of us did the Mel Robbins Best Decade Ever in January. I think I heard Kelsey was reading You Are a Badass. That's kind of was my pick. I would like to personally reread that. But during Team Cup Month, I kind of like to read like a kick-ass book. because you are stepping a little bit outside of your comfort zone. You might hear no a lot, and that's okay. Like, not everyone was meant for you. And I heard something one time that said, like, you'll never miss what's meant for you, and something that's meant for you, you'll never miss. And some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? Like, there's always people out there who need our help. So I'm going to pick up You Are a Badass again. A couple of years ago, our team cup read the last book, like the Unfuck Yourself. And that was a good book because it just kind of is like no excuses. What's wrong?
She had a message.
Oh. Why can't I see that? There. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so it's been a while. That was like the second personal development book I ever read was You Are a Badass, and I think it just might be time to, even if it's just like a quick reread, to go through it. So just to be sure that you've committed to some sort of personal development, I have started listening to what's it called? His name's Trent Shelton, but the podcast is Rehab Your Life. And that is very good too. Just something on the way to work, or when you're in the car, or folding laundry or dishes, or doing those mundane tasks. I really enjoyed that one. In the Team Cup thread, I attached the little like getting started book they have, and just to kind of keep a goal in mind. Like, everyone's goal, I still want to be individual, but just know like what is going to keep you going, not just in February, but in general as a coach when the going gets tough. And I think that's why it's so important to have a why, like why you're doing this. Like, I know I need to take care of myself first so I can take care of my family, and I want to pass that on to other moms. Like, seriously, if I had $1 every time today I've heard like, oh, I'm just so busy doing the mom thing, like, that's not okay. So that's what keeps me going. Like, I want other people to feel like the people I see checking in on our app. So that's just a little sheet you can fill out, or just have in your mind of like, what is your goal?
Say
Yep.
something about this.
Yep.
So I heard this today. John Maxwell is talking about dreaming, and so dreaming is an important part this time of year. But this hits me here as I'm seeing this. Why it's important to you is so important. And they did a study years ago with monkeys that would tie into this great. So they put this pole in the middle of the room, and there was 3 monkeys in the room, and they put the bananas at the top of the pole, and the monkey would climb the pole, and right before he'd get the bananas, they'd spray him with cold water, and he'd scream and come down the pole, and then another monkey would go up. And they started pulling monkeys that had been sprayed with water out of the room and replacing them with a monkey that had never been sprayed. And by the time they got to the end of the experiment, no monkey in that room had ever been sprayed by water, yet none of the monkeys would allow the others to climb the pole. They kept pulling them off that pole. They would never let them go after the bananas. And they didn't even know why they wouldn't let them go after the bananas. If people in your life are going to be like those monkeys, they're going to not let you go after the bananas. They don't even know why. They don't know why they're stopping you, but they're going to try. And so knowing that why you're doing this, whether it's Team Cup month or whether it's coaching in general, why are you doing it? So that when, first of all, people tell you no when you ask them to join you, or when people in your life tell you what's that silly thing that you're doing, you can kind of laugh them off without being rude and just say, hey, this might not be for you, but this is absolutely for me. I'm going after those bananas. So just something to think about.
I think I need to go back to listening to that podcast again too. All right. It's hard to see on here, which is why I included the PDF in our group, but Beachbody is putting out a bingo board for us to complete as a team. The reason I like this bingo board in comparison to other ones I've done in the past is other ones I've done in the past were individual. So I think what I'll do is figure out a way I can take a good picture of this and put it in our chat, and then we can just write our initials on them as we do them, and we can bingo as a team, and then I can submit it, and then we're put in a drawing for like free Beachbody swag. And the things aren't hard. Like, we have to, all members set a goal. follow up with a bod subscription, invite 20 people to your challenge group. And this is over the course of a week. Get 10 new followers on social media. Complete the Success Club tracker. Invite someone in any form, like in person, in email, whatever. I like this one. Get 15 rejections as a team. Like, seriously, I'm almost there. I've got that. Gonna add a few more in and we're good. Listen, watch into the National Wake Up Call. Like, we can easily do this. They'll post a new one every week and I will add the new one to our thread. So I thought that was kind of a fun added bonus. I like games personally. It's the competitive side of me. All right, so here is their activity tracker workbook. Like, if you opened it and you saw 25 pages and you're like, screw this, I'm out. It's like basically the same page over and over for 4 weeks. That's why these are the only pages that are different. And it just goes over like the prizes, the goals, and like how to work together as a team. And if you access these slides later, you can also click on that, and I linked the participant guide. Okay, here would be the important part. If you don't have a tracking system for kind of your coach life and like your coach activities and who you're inviting, this is what I would suggest you start with. Even if you just print off these 2 pages and they're just repeated for weeks 1 through 4. So they have your calendar, so you can pencil in like when you're going to do this. And even if you're sending 3 contacts a day, like you want to, like, I saw a lot of people posting transformation pictures yesterday. When are you going to block off time to follow up with the people who like and commented on your transformation? Like, it's a 2-part system. Like, you can't just post or you can't just invite. Like, I think posting is the way we show like, hi, I'm here, I'm open to help you. And actually getting into people's inbox allows them to maybe feel more comfortable in telling you yes or no, or being open to conversation. Some people might like the post, but they're just not quite willing to say like, oh, I'll drop the emoji or I'm in. So when are you gonna send these messages or connect with these people? And then the next sheet is just a checklist of, most of the time, are these the activities you are doing as a coach? And like the first couple ones are like, are you working out? Are you drinking your shake? Are you doing your personal development? Are you posting to your story? And then the rest of it is that like connecting and following up and inviting. But Tyler has like a little tip because he did something like this once. And he doesn't want you to make the same mistake he did if you're just starting out.
So when I was brand new, I was all excited and joined this group, and they wanted to do a go for no. It was a go for no group, and there was a sheet of 100 no's. And it was my goal in that month to get 100 no's. Well, at that time, I was talking to, I had been told somewhere along the line that you talk to 3 people a day and you make $1 million. So
Yeah.
I was talking to 3 people a day, and that was it. I was posting scattered on social media. Stories weren't even a thing really. So it wasn't like I had a social media presence, and I would reach out. I was going to reach out to 100 people. Well, it felt icky, for lack of a better word. And I was talking to people that I hadn't talked to in 5 years on social media, and I'm like, hey, I'm doing this thing and you should come check it out. That is the definition of salesy. That's what no one wants to be in this business. So you should set a goal to stretch yourself, and that goal might be 20 people in a week. That goal might be just to talk to 5 people you thought about talking to and just never did. It doesn't have to be this huge talk to 100 people. Now today, if I went to talk to 100 people, I could easily do that, because all summer long, I reached out to 30 people who were watching my stories every single day. So my work, if you will, stepped up to a point where 100 no's wouldn't be a big deal. But back then it was just a waste of conversation. And what it did that I can't undo is it alienated people that maybe would have visited with me down the road if I would have just, if they're watching my story now, so I just reach out and say, hey, thanks for watching my story, it really means a lot. And you just kind of start that conversation. The number of people that I've just done that with, just check in once a week, once every other week, that are following your story, 6 months, a year later, all of a sudden they are like, hey, what's that thing you're doing? and then nothing for a year, and then they're like, hey, I really would like to try that. That's okay, and that's organic, and it works, and you're not selling stuff, but you're reaching out to them. But if it feels weird, don't do it, because it probably is weird, and it's weird to them, and you're gonna burn bridges, and that's not fun either. So it's kind of a tip that I learned early on.
So I always think of it as like sending messages that I would want to get. And if you look at the Success Club system, number 2 is connect, invite, follow up. Well, you can't follow up with people if you've never invited them. And you can't invite them if you've never connected with them. So right now, your step might be making those connections. And how do you do that? You connect with people who are commenting on your posts. You connect with people who are liking your workout posts, because sometimes people don't like to like that because they're like, ooh, does that mean like I have to join them? Or you connect with people who are always watching your story. I always like to connect with people who are even liking like my random type posts, because I think, hey, they're kind of the people that I would want to do life with. I want to learn more about them. So right now, like if this is new to you, you need to start just connecting with people. And sometimes, I won't say always, but sometimes the invitation just kind of goes naturally, because they do have questions about what they've seen you do, because they are watching your story. Tyler and I can't get over the number of people who like watch everything we do, but then like that's it. Like it floors me. Like, so like we need to be connecting with those people that are in our stories every day. You have something else? Okay. So I use that Success Club system tracker, or I made my own just prettier because that's how I am. And on the back, I just have my list of names. That's personally what I use. But always have something that you're inviting to. And you can do this inviting face to face, on the phone, on social media, and in your posts. But like you really need to combine that post with some sort of personal interaction, because the days are kind of gone of, and that's I think because of a lot of social media marketing, where people are going to join you just from a post, just because Facebook and even Instagram are just so busy nowadays. And honestly, like the last 3 days, like super negative.
But it doesn't have to be the extreme, the other side either.
No.
It doesn't be that you have to, just because they're on your story, you don't have to start reaching out and saying, okay, you should come join
Right.
me.
No.
Just talking to
Yep.
them gives them the opportunity to say, yeah, the kids are doing really well. And oh, by the way, what's that shake you drink every morning, or whatever it may be. So.
Okay, so here's just a couple of examples. So I shared my 4-week results, and at first I had it started with, it's better to be honest than impressive, if you read the post. And that was the words that Elise had said in a workout. But then after the whole Super Bowl thing, I added the beginning in. Well, I'm no J-Lo or Shakira, but I'm learning not to compare myself to others. That being said, hashtag this is 39. Because that's kind of been something I've been working on, is to find other people around my age who are going through the same struggles. So I'm telling a little bit of a story, and like why the quote, better to be honest than impressive, hit home to me. It hit home to me because I've been hiding from my results. I don't feel like being honest because I don't feel like I'm getting very many results because of the issues I'm having with my thyroid and hormone. But here is what I'm doing, and I have not been perfect. I had popcorn, pizza, and a candy bar, and those were still my 4-week results. And then my job tomorrow, because today I had therapy, so I did not work my full power hour time, is to connect with the people who commented and liked my post. So what I will do is I will send them a message that says, hey, whatever, thank you so much for always supporting me on my journey, because typically there's some of the same people. So I will reword that based on who they are. It's hard for me to post transformation posts like that, but it helps to know like I have other people supporting me. And then depending on the person, I'll say like, are you still doing whatever? Or have you thought about doing this? Because typically it's someone I've had some sort of conversation with. I just talked to someone who was waiting for harvest to get over. Well, she's still harvesting. Someone had a nerve issue. They still have that nerve issue. So like that's how I'm following up with past conversations. So it's not a script per se, because it's not something I can copy and paste, because the conversation with every person is different. But the beginning part of like thanking them for supporting my journey is. And then here was just a personal invite I sent to Barblen. She's someone who had commented on a post or in my story wanting to do the sample workout, hadn't done it. So I was just following up with her that I had another round of Barblen. And then in my stories, I'm posting about my another round of Barblen too. So it's all kind of going together. And I do try to end those messages with a question. So do you think this would be a good time for you? Because then that lets her off the hook. And hopefully if I ask a question, she will reply back. Do anything on that?
Just don't make this too hard either. Just post about what's weighing on you. If something has been on your mind all day or all week, it's probably something you should find a way to post about. And because I almost can guarantee you the other people in your social media have or are going through the same thing that you're going through. I mean, I talk about Lindy's hashtag this is 39. Just about everyone can remember either being 39, they're about 39, or they're like, man, you're 39 and you work out every day. That's crazy. They can relate to that in some way. And so being relatable doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to make stuff up. You just have to talk about what's on your mind, as long as it's not crazy political. I mean, you can do that, but people get a little testy about that. But just post about what's on your mind, what you're going through, your struggles and your life, and people will both struggle with you and cheer for you. So,
and I also think just like documenting, so like this before and after picture, or the picture of me Monday holding that I am resilient card almost in tears, that is a lot more impactful than taking a picture you found on Google or the back office and being like, oh, Barbara challenge group starting on Monday. Hopefully someone can relate to the story I told and the picture, as opposed to like a stock photo. People are probably going to scroll by that like, oh, she's just trying to sell me that thing again. Whereas here I'm telling my story, and hopefully people want to join me on my story, not me as a Beachbody coach, because there's 400,000 of us. So here's what we have going on. It helps to always have something to invite to, and I want things for our team to be easier. So I hope by offering these things as team-wide communities, it helps you out. So Barblen, take 2. Anytime you have anyone join with any program, they can always join our ongoing group. This month it's Love Your Body, which I know doesn't fit maybe the men as well. March, I do not know the theme yet. And then the free wellness groups, those are ways, like, even if people tell you no, say like, totally understand. How about you hop in our free wellness community? Next week we have a sugar detox. You can kind of just see what our groups are like. I always, when someone tells me no, offer them the value of jumping in these free groups. And that's how we've been able to get it up to like, I think almost 300 people. And while they're not super engaged, like we haven't nailed that part yet. I have some ideas on how hopefully make it more engaging. I at least think it's a place for people to go for resources. And sometimes people are messaging me like, oh, do you have anything kids would eat? I can go in there and I can tag them like, oh, my kids like this. So I do like having that free wellness community to always invite to. And even if that's what you're inviting to in February, and just establishing that relationship and showing people that we show up in there every day as a team. I shared all the promo code stories with you, and I've seen you using them. Kate had a really great story today, showing like our summit experiences and her results, and then the promo code, and that is perfect. Like story, FOMO. And I need to use this in my stories yet. Yesterday I got crazy. Today I was wiped. But I'm going to make a story before I go to bed because I have a spot that is filled. Okay, I added this for our year, but I want to use it especially in February, but just to ring the bell in the team page, and I pinned the post at the top. So anytime in 2020 you get a new coach, you meet a personal goal, you conquer a fear of yours, you get out of your comfort zone, you have a non-scale victory, you earn a paycheck, you rank advance, you complete a program, or you help someone start their journey, I want to start celebrating all of those things. So you can just go in to that post or just anywhere in the team page and ring the bell and tell us what you did. We are so good about celebrating non-scale victories in challenge groups. I want us to do it as a team as well, with coaching. And just to remember, like, yes, I showed you a tracker. Yes, I've talked numbers, but don't worry about the numbers. Help one person at a time and always start with the person nearest to you. And honestly, that's you. Like, none of this matters if you're not on your own journey. And look around you. Like, there are people close to you who need our help too. And everyone has different goals, so everyone's numbers are going to look different. But if you just keep your focus on helping, that's where this is at, and that's why Team Cup becomes so fun, and that's why what we do is fun and impactful. And yeah, it's just like that domino effect, and that's why our logo is what it is. It's that ripple effect. One person helps one person, and it just keeps going, because we've helped ourselves first. So that is kind of what I wanted to talk about with Team Cup, because I know we have some people on here who have never been on a Team Cup before. Hopefully that gives you a little background about what it is and how we do it. And yeah, let's just go out and help lots of people here in February and ultimately have fun. Like, that's the part for several years that I just forgot to do because I was so focused on income and paying our bills and the stress of it all, is I forgot I used to just sit in my bed after the kids went to bed and like message people like crazy, and Tyler would be like, oh my gosh, are you ever gonna go to bed? I'm like, no, this is so fun. Like, I just, like, there was one time where I would look down the halls of Burlington when I taught there, and every single person was in my challenge group. Like, that was fun. And so that is what my goal is to get back to this year, is just finding the joy in all of it. So that is it. I will stop the recording. And if you have any questions on Team Cup, be sure to ask.